Thank you, Buddy Brown. Stop when you see a uniform. And that goes for our EMTs, our first responders, our fire department, everybody, police department. They put their lives on the line as well on a day-to-day basis right here in our towns, right here in our counties, right here in our state. So it just doesn't stop at the military, but we have people here that supports us, and we're all one kind of force with different agencies. But guess what? We are here for the same thing: is to protect our citizens and our residents. And that's a wonderful song. So if you're just now tuning in, this is WRGG Warrior Empowerment Hour, where I talk about my experience before, during, and after the military. So hopefully something I say can give you a little bit more insight on why your warrior may say or do some of the things that they do. And I don't speak for all veterans, but I just give it from my point of view. So definitely, that's a great song. I just love it. And, my hat goes off to any first responder out there, and it's great. I was military police my first couple years in the Army, but it's nothing like, actually being on the beat in the streets day to day. You know, it's a little bit different, but I give my hat off to the first responders here. Definitely give my hat off to them. And you guys deal with a lot because you see citizens and residents sometimes at their worst, because people don't call 911 just because they just cook the apple pie and they want you to come over and get a slice. There's something's going on in a negative way, but you men and women see us, and you be very respectful, and you're very cordial, and you're very professional. And hopefully you guys don't take that home with you every day, but we know, at least I do, because I know how it is when you have the flashbacks, and you're thinking about what happened before this and that. It's terrible. And I just give my hat off to you guys and give you your props. I give credit where credit is due. So definitely thank you, all the first responders, everyone out there, because we can't do it all alone. Everyone plays their part. No matter what we do in life, we play a part for a reason. The Lord put us in a place for a reason. So no matter if you work at Walmart, no matter if you work at a Rosalie's, no matter if you work at a gas station, you're there for a reason. And it's awesome. We all have a purpose. We may not know what that purpose is, but we're in that spot for a reason. So definitely, if you're tuning in, this is WRGG 19.7 Warrior Empowerment Hour with Mr. Too Easy. So the quote of the day is: I'm stronger because I had to be. I'm smarter because of my mistakes, happier because of the sadness I've known, and now wiser because I've learned. Man, that is so powerful in everyday life, no matter who you are. So I definitely give a big shout out to all people that donate to first responders, donate to our military, all the organizations, VFW, American Legion, AMVETS, Wounded Warrior Project, Lone Survivor, Red Cross, all those places. My hat goes off to you guys. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So back into it. So of course, we had a wonderful time up in Eastern PA, and was very happy to get back into Franklin County and get back into Chambersburg, because at the end of the day, there's no place like home. As Dorothy said in The Wizard of Oz, there's no place like home. And I love my bed. So not to say they didn't have a great bed, but it's nothing like your own personal bed. So it was wonderful. And, me and the wife had a great time. So it was pretty cool. So see, I have a few more minutes, so I'll touch on one more thing. So I don't know how other parents are when it comes to when their children have, other children visiting. So I know from my household, I can only speak for my household because we have a process. So say, one of my children say, hey, I want to have some guests over. So either myself or my wife calls the child's parents or guardians, let them know, where we live at, our rules that we go by, what the plan is going to be, whether we have to pick them up or they get dropped off. And usually when they're in our care, in my mind, and this is just my household, me and my wife are responsible for that child. Okay. So, with saying that, it's like, the children introduce themselves. We introduce ourselves to the children. So of course, one child just up and leaves without even saying anything. So I'm just, in my room just watching TV. So I noticed, I was like, okay, it's supposed to be three children here. I only see two. What's going on? So, my child says, well, they went outside to take a phone call. Okay, no problem. I go back in the room. No problem. So nothing, I don't think nothing of it because I figure, okay, he's going to make a phone call. He's come back in, boom. Well, the child never comes back. So I get worried because here it is getting a little dark outside because, it gets dark earlier, so it's not like it's really late. It's just dark earlier. It's dark at, 6:15, 6:30. So I'm like, okay, little Johnny never came back. So my son said, well, I called him. He didn't answer, da, da, da. So it's apparent on how we have guests. I kind of panic. I went to the extreme. I was like, hey, make sure you call the parents, let them know we don't know where the child went. Even though the parent dropped them off, I'm just thinking if I drop my son off, okay, that parent household is in charge of my son. So if he leaves, hey, you need to let me know he's gone because I'm expecting to be at your place, but I expect a certain amount of respect from the child too to let me know, okay, hey, mom, dad, I just left. I'm going to Rutter's to go get a sandwich or something. I don't know. But it was just weird. So it's like, I was like, what in the world is going on? But I don't understand children these days. It's like back in the day, my grandparents would drop me off somewhere. My mom would drop me off somewhere. You will stay here. If you leave, you'd let that parent know that where you going. And if they see fit, they'll call me. But as long as they know where you at, I'm good. And, that's the kind of same mentality I have, because if you come to my house, I'm going to feed you, make sure you get something to eat, make sure you, hydrate, stuff like that. Make sure you have a good time, watch some TV, play Xbox, or whatever these children do these days. I don't know. But it's just a certain responsibility from the parent, so to speak. And of course, children don't really understand it. Especially if they're not in your household dynamic. Now, of course, my children understand it because when they go somewhere, they say, well, I want to go to my buddy's house. Okay, let me call their parents. Let me get to know them, find out, what kind of head they got on their shoulders. Because I just don't want to, just take my children to some random place and they just go willy-nilly and, act a fool. Now, of course, children going to be children regardless. We can't protect, we can't see everything they do. But children to be children. But at the end of the day, if you tell me you're going somewhere, that's where you need to be. Because if I drive by or I call that parent and you're not there, I'm be like, okay, well, you didn't know my son? No. I'm like, well, what kind of parent are you? You just let your children just run wild. But that was definitely a shocker to me. So my wife had to calm me down. She's like, babe, don't worry about it. Maybe the parent came to pick them up or maybe this. And I'm like, I don't understand children these days. But that was something that was very strange to me. And I only use the word strange because it's out of the norm for my dynamics. Now, it may be the norm for everyone else, but it's strange to me because it's not something in my dynamics on how we operate as a family. So that's why I use the word strange. So nothing against the parent, nothing against the child. It was just out of the realm of how we do things when we have guests and if our child goes somewhere. So that's why I use the word strange. So don't get offended because I know how some people are, but don't get offended. I'm just saying how, we operate, and I just thought everyone operated like that. I can say I was that naive, so to speak. I was that naive, just thought everyone operated the same. So, just food for thought. If your child's coming to my house, trust me, I would like to know what they're doing, where they're going, because once they're in our domain, they're under our care. So if a parent calls me and curses me, I don't want to know at least why, So, it's different if, that they never made it to my house. And they were like, well, Johnny was over there. Oh, no, Johnny wasn't, because I got cameras at the front door and the back door. Johnny wasn't here. But when you're there, I think that, if a child is at your house, if they're not in your family dynamic, at least you should know where your child is to know where that child is, so to speak. But, maybe it's different these days. I don't know. If I'm wrong, hey, inbox me and tell me I'm wrong. I don't know. But, and not to say, it's anything dangerous out there. It's just the point of knowing where the children are. It's just the way I was raised, I guess. So, it is what it is. But I see my time is coming close to an end. So you guys know what I say, please, please out there, be mentally strong, physically strong, socially strong, and spiritually strong. Because with them four basic things, that should make your life a little bit easier. Now, of course, you're going to still hit bumps and holes in your pathway. It's going to get dark and gloomy sometime, but there's always light at the end of the tunnel. And if you're going through, pray to whatever God you have. If you're going through, be socially strong. Communicate to someone close to you. Communicate to a professional. Communicate to a loved one. And, and it's just when you're physically strong, hey, take a walk, to the mailbox. You don't have to run 10 miles. Just take a walk a few feet, get some fresh air, kind of, okay, I'm going to get that off my mind. I'm going to count to 10, and when you're mentally strong, you know when to release it and don't hold on to it. So that's why I say if you have those 4 basic things, you can be in a better place. Now, you can have three of those things be in a good place. You can have 2 of those things be in a good place. You can probably have 1 of those things be in a good place, because I've been strong spiritually and not be physically strong and still in a good place. I've been strong spiritually and not be socially strong and still in a good place. So, but I guess I was, if I'm spiritually strong, I'm kind of spiritually strong too. As I wasn't as mentally strong as I am now. So yeah, if you have at least 1, you can still, be pretty good. But it's best to be great. That's what I'm saying. So, if you're out there, this is Mr. Too Easy. I love everybody out there. Everyone is in my prayers. So as you guys have always know, as I end with Wiz Khalifa, till I see you again, because you guys know I will see you again. And to my friends out there that's going through, guess what? Stay the storm and listen to Fighter by Christina Aguilera, or listen to Alicia Keys' Superwoman, I don't know. Or, I don't know, any of those songs. But definitely stay the fight. Until I see you again, this is Warrior Empowerment Hour. I'm out.
It's been a long